Yashayasceptre now. Yashayasceptre now. Check it.
America, America, land of the lies, built on bloodshed, deceit in disguise, economy crashing, streets full of fiends, dollar ain't worth nothing, chasing dead dreams, corporate greed got the people in a vice grip, politicians sell they soul for a nice whip, food full of poison, water running toxic, babies growing up with no guidance, it's obnoxious, you worship Moloch and bowl on the low, Easter, Christmas, Babylonian show, ancient gods in a modern day rap, same idols that got Nimrod clap. Now your tower's falling, stock market shaking, nation divided, earthquakes quaking, prophets on the corners, truth been spoken, Babylon burned, the seal's been broken.
Sit in the dust, daughter of Babylon. Ain't no throne, your power gone. Worshipped your gods, but they ain't respond. Now Yasha reigns and the king is strong. Sit in the dust, daughter of Babylon. Your fall is swift, your sin's too long. Play with fire, now the heat is on. Judgment day coming, you won't last long.
Morals erasing, the wicked celebrating, man with man and the children mutilating, lawless land, everybody chasing paper, selling your mama out for a little favor. Hollywood blaspheme, mock the Messiah, mocking the throne but gon' burn in that fire. Statues of Ishtar, rituals of sin, calling it entertainment but it's demons within. You serve the same gods from ancient days, Isis, Tammuz, in your modern ways. Astrology charts, third eye lies, new age doctrines got you hypnotized. Meanwhile the streets full of homeless and pain, Babylon crumbling, drowning in the rain. Yashai returning with a flame in his eye. Babylon fall, yeah, the end is nigh.
Sit in the dust, daughter of Babylon. Ain't no throne, your power gone. Worshipped your gods, but they ain't respond. Now Yasha reigns and the king is strong. Sit in the dust, daughter of Babylon. Your fall is swift, your sin's too long. Played with fire, now the heat is on. Judgment day coming, you won't
Lack
last
of prophets
long.
back, streets filled with soldiers, preaching that truth while the world getting colder. 12 tribes waking from that long dark sleep. Esau panicking cause the wolves ain't sheep. Chariots hover, watch the skies turn red. Ain't no peace treaty, Babylon's dead. Your idols fall flat, your riches turn rust. Yasha crack the sky, leave your kingdom in dust. It's written in the scrolls, ain't no escape route. Edom's face sealed, it's the end of your clout. While Jacob rise up, crown placed proper. Lost statues commanded like the old prophets. From the gutter to the throne, yeah, the switch up fatal. From the ghettos to Zion, breaking every cradle. You can mock if you want, but the time's on deck. Watch the king take the crown, place his foot on your neck.
Sit in the dust, daughter of Babylon. Ain't no throne, your power gone. Worshipped your gods, but they ain't respond. Now Yasha reigns and the king is strong. Sit in the dust, daughter of Babylon. Your fall is swift, your sin's too long. Play with fire, now the heat is on. Judgment day coming, you won't last long.
Yeah, from the Euphrates to the Hudson, it's the same plan.
Anyway,
False
let's
gods,
deal with
wicked
it.
man.
Yeah, let's go to
But the
Jeremiah
Most High
51,
got the final hand.
right?
And
Because the
Babylon-
Most High is telling us, he's giving instruction on where we should be looking to go. All right. So let's build up our way into where we going. All right.
Yeah.
So let's get Jeremiah 51 and 56. First, let's see something. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 51:56. Because the spoiler has come up upon her, even upon Babylon, and her mighty
and that's America. Go ahead.
and her mighty men are taken.
Mhm.
Every one of their bows is broken. For the Lord God of recompense shall surely requite.
Mhm.
And I will make drunk her princes, and her wise men, her captains, and her rulers, and her mighty men, and they shall sleep a perpetual sleep.
And they're gonna die. They're going to die.
Everlasting
A
sleep.
perpetual sleep. This will be. They're gonna see the second death.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
And they shall sleep a perpetual sleep and not wake, saith the King, whose name is the Lord of hosts.
Mhm.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the broad walls of Babylon.
The what?
Broad walls of Babylon
The broad walls of Babylon shall what?
shall be utterly broken.
Shall be utterly broken. And we're seeing that with the influx of the immigrants that are running into the country. And these immigrants are said enemies, understood enemies of the United States.
Hmm.
We know this. We've been monitoring this for the last 3 years.
Are you going to take where I'm from by force? No. so. I will not tell you where I'm from.
So these are the people that are breaking into your country, folks.
You ask me, I answered you. What he says.
That's amazing. These are the people right here. That kind of attitude.
Let me
You
educate
could use it
you.
as a weapon. I'm not
It's
afraid. I'm so
a
afraid.
tripod to hold
I
the
need to
camera.
protect my family.
So you see, there you go. Violence. So there you go.
These are the people that are coming
You guys
in.
are the ones laughing. You didn't know
It's very
violence.
easy to hide my face, by the way. If you are smart enough, you will know who I am. But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am. Very easy.
Wow.
If you are smart enough, you will know who I am. But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am.
People on the channel right now actually are in these cities. So FBI sleeper cell warning list coming out this back in 2023. The first one is Washington, D.C. They know there are sleeper cells in Washington, D.C. all throughout New York. There's so many in New York. There's no specific locations, just the entire state of New York has sleeper cells. San Francisco, California, Santa Clara, California, Los Angeles, California, San Diego, California, Houston, Texas, Arlington, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Boca Raton, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Tampa, Florida, Boston, Massachusetts, Playfield, Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, Cleveland, Ohio, Laurel, Maryland, Potomac, Maryland, Harridan, Virginia, Springfield, Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Charlotte, North Carolina, Detroit, Michigan, Columbia, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, Denver, Colorado, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Tucson, Arizona, and Seattle, Washington. These are all cities that have been confirmed by the FBI to have sleeper cells that they are monitoring at this time. They believe they, as you heard, likely from
The broad walls of Babylon have been broken. They've been broken. The country has been destabilized. Can you not see this? Is not the writing on the wall? Why would you want to stay there? But anyway, go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the broad walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken, and her high gates,
Her what?
high gates
Shall
be burned with fire,
be burned with fire.
and the people shall labor in vain, and the folks in the fire, and they shall be weary.
And they shall be weary. Now you see this picture on the side. The top one is Israel, so-called Jerusalem today. They have a wall separating themselves from Gaza. Okay. Then at the bottom, that's a gate there, but it's considered a wall. There's a wall in certain areas, but then there's a gate in certain areas. Just like at the bottom here, you got the U.S. and you got Mexico. All right. There's a wall set up around that place as well. Okay. Israel is an extension of the United States. That's why whenever Israel goes to war, the United States goes to war. They support each other's interests because they're one and the same. Okay, but anyway,
Precept right
uh-huh.
because it goes with what we just read. With
Mhm.
these gates and these walls, if anybody remember on Terminator 2, when Sarah Connor was trying to warn the people, she was sleeping at that table, she was dreaming. And in that dream, she was trying to warn her people or her old self. When they was at the playground, she was standing at the gate, like, get out of here, it's about to be destroyed. But couldn't nobody hear because it was a dream.
Let's try this one. Hey. There we go.
But just so happened that dream was actually in his Bible. Because if y'all remember, at that gate, she was burning, standing there. And that was in America. Check this out. This is Zechariah 14 and 12. It say, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouths. So basically, anybody that's stand there trying to hold on to that place, saying you're the original habitants of that land, and all, this is your destination right here. It's sad to say, but that's what it is. Your flesh gonna consume away in the fire. I just wanted to get that because what we just read. Okay, where we at?
Jeremiah 50 and 2. All right, so we in Jeremiah 50 and 2. Let's keep it moving, man.
Jeremiah 50 and 2. Declare ye amongst the nation and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken. Baal is confounded.
Satan is confounded. Satan is confounded. That's why they're setting up all of these situations of taking away your free speech and things of that sort, because he's confounded. Satan and his people are confounded. They can't hold their lie up no more. They can't hold it up no more. So now take away the freedom of speech. Let's destroy their rights. Go ahead.
Babylon is taken, Baal is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces.
And Merodach is the financial institution of America. Merodach is the god over the finances of America. That's why you got the bull sitting down there on Wall Street. That's the same Merodach. Merrill Lynch, Merodach, it's the same thing.
Dang.
We went into a lesson on that before. We dealt with that.
I was gonna show them on my phone, but that was my other phone.
Yeah, we dealt with that before. Merodach is broken in pieces. So the financial institution is destroyed. Go ahead.
Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded.
And her gods, her religions, her ideologies is finished. Nobody's listening to that crap no more. Go ahead.
Her images are broken into pieces. For out of the north,
her images and that white image of Christ is destroyed, is broken in pieces. They don't even believe it. They don't even believe it no more. The only ones that still believe in it is the ones that still sipping on that wine. You still sipping on that Babylonian wine when the writing on the wall, everything has been destroyed. Everything. That's why they're coming with the freedom of speech, to take away the freedom of speech. But go ahead.
For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. And in those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek the Lord their God. They shall ask the way to Zion.
They shall what?
Ask the way to Zion.
And that's what we're doing and what we've been doing. Asking the way to Zion. Because why? We know that's where we need to go. We know that. We're asking the way to Zion. And if we knew where Zion was, we wouldn't have to ask.
Exactly.
So if that place up there that they're claiming to be, that's getting bombed right now, if that place up there that's getting bombed right now was the true Zion,
we wouldn't have to ask because we see it.
We wouldn't have to ask, but who would want to go there?
Exactly.
Who would want to go there with all the bombs getting dropped on them?
Exactly.
Go ahead.
My people have been locked away. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, come and let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
They have what?
Forgotten their resting place.
They forgotten what?
Their resting place.
We forgot our home. We forgot our home. We forgot our home. And guess what the nations did? Why? Because these are people who follow Satan. Those who are in control of the things that we understand and know, these are people who follow Satan. Okay, so what would they do? They would create in 1948, they would create a state of Israel to throw us off, understanding that we have forgotten our resting place. We forgot our resting place. So now when the latter days come and the end come and we begin to get revelation of who we are, we begin to awaken and we're like, you know what? Let's go to Zion. Let's get out of this place that's been destroying us. And let's go to Zion. We will have a confusion as to where that place is. So we will have to go into the scriptures and seek the Most High's face for understanding on where that place is. Because we forgot our resting place. That's why. We forgot our resting place. Where do you belong? Where you come from? I'm asking you, y'all people who are in America right now, it's so many question marks concerning who you are and where you come from. Who are you?
That's a good statement because that's why they come with the what's that called? Ancestry.com. So now they can say you 10% Irish, 50% this, 30% that, 12%. How the freak you got all these in you just one person?
Man.
So who are you? Like I said, who are you? They do that, they did that to throw you off. But at the same time, they take your DNA and calculate and look and see who you are and know exactly who you are.
They know exactly who you are.
They know exactly.
Exactly. And these prophecies tell you who you are.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who you are and where you come from, that lets you know who you are, according to the prophecies. Because God's people will have to ask where they land at. Like, hey, I got to find out. We would have to go and really research to find out where we belong. The other races don't have to do that. They don't have to do it. So who are you? Who are you? Where do you belong? Where did you come from? How did you become a slave? How did all of these things happen to you? Who are you? But anyway, we're gonna ask. What did it say? Where we at? We forgot our resting place. And hold on, the word for resting place here. It says this is there's a right here. You see this in the commentary. It says Hebrew place to lie down in. We forgot our home.
Yeah.
We forgot our homeland. So we're going to ask for the way to Zion. And don't tell me that ain't what that's saying. I'm sitting here reading. But anyway, let's finish this out.
Verse 7. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord.
Because they know us. They know who we are. So they find us and they just use us up and destroy us and say, you know what? We ain't offended not, because they the ones that forgot their God. They the ones that turned their back on their God. So you know what? We're going to destroy them. Go ahead.
We offend not, because they have sinned against their Lord, the habitants of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. Remove out of the midst of Babylon.
Do what?
Remove out of the midst of Babylon.
Hold up. How do I remove? That means I got to leave, right? Remove out of the midst of Babylon. Go ahead.
And go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans.
Out of the land of the sorcerers. These people are sorcerers there. They use sorcery to keep you there. Their false doctrines within their religion is sorcery. That's sorcery. Their television propaganda, their politics, everything is sorcery with these people. Everything is sorcery. You in the land, the Chaldeans, that word is a similitude for sorcerers. Removed from the land of the sorcerers. Hollywood. And I don't even want to have to go there to, we done spoke on that so many times, but the holly tree is the tree that they use for witches' brooms and witches' wands. Hollywood. Okay? All of it is sorcery. Disney, sorcery. It's all magic. McDonald's, do you believe in magic? It's all sorcery. You in the land of the Chaldeans. You're in the land of the Chaldeans. You're in the land of the sorcerers. Go ahead, finish that.
Remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans and be as he-goats before the flocks.
In the Septuagint, it says be as serpents before sleep. So he goes before the flock, or serpents before sleep. What do? They go and seek a safe place to lie down, because we forgot our resting place. Exactly. So we seeking a safe place to lie down. All right. Go ahead. What's that?
Verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up. For I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country.
From the what?
North country.
From the north country. From the north of where this prophecy is being heard. Go ahead.
And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
And that's what we seen happen in Israel, because like I told y'all, Israel is an extension of America. So check this out. When they dropped them bombs on Israel, Iran, right? What did the Iron Dome do? Nothing. The Iron Dome couldn't stop it. All of them bombs was hit. I seen it. I watched it on TV.
מאיפה בתי זיקוק? וואו, יש פה נפילות. תראי. הנה, נפילות. וואו, בבתי זיקוק. וואו. بعتز يكوك اخي.
And they sat up there talking about, so, oh yeah, they ain't hit us. Ain't nothing. Man, they was tearing y'all behinds up.
Close to Tel Aviv and everything.
They was tearing y'all behinds up. They ain't hit us. Netanyahu talking about they ain't hit us.
That's why they retaliated. They ain't hit you while you retaliate.
Right. If they ain't hit you, what you shooting back for? You be like, you missed me.
Exactly.
Move on.
Exactly.
But anyway, man, let's what we Zechariah 2?
Yep, Zechariah 2:1.
Uh-huh.
I lifted up my eyes again and looked, and behold, a man with a measuring line in his hand.
Yep.
Then said I, whither goest thou? And he said unto me, to measure Jerusalem, to see what is the breadth thereof, and what is the length thereof. And behold, this talking when it say measure Jerusalem, it's talking about the people, not the land and all that stuff. And measure Jerusalem. See, okay, verse 3. And behold, the angels that talked with me went forth, and another angel went out to meet him, and said unto him, run, speak to this young man, saying, Jerusalem shall be inhabited as a town.
As what?
A town without walls.
Hold up. Jerusalem shall be what?
Inhabited a
shall
town.
Be what? Hold up.
And Jerusalem shall be inhabited.
Shall be what? Inhabited. Okay, look, because now, why am I bringing that forth? Because we heard so many times that this scripture right here is talking about Jerusalem, the people. But how can the people be inhabited? As what read?
And said unto him, run and speak. Oh, no. Okay, run and speak to this young man, saying, Jerusalem shall be inhabited as town without walls.
So how can a people be inhabited as towns without walls? Now continue reading. For what?
Walls for the multitude of men and cattle therein.
For the multitude of men and cattle therein. So how can the people be Jerusalem right here, but also men and cattle going to be inhabiting Jerusalem? How? Because that was a false way they was bringing that forth. This is a false way they bring that forth. They'll bring that forth and say that Jerusalem is the people right here. That's false. This is Jerusalem, the land. Jerusalem will be inhabited, the land. Because they bring this forth from the way and say, oh, this is the wilderness. We'll be in the wilderness. Listen here. See, that's why I'm bringing this out. That's why I'm bringing this out. Because this place, Jerusalem, not the people, the land will be inhabited as towns without walls. Continue reading. Let's see.
And you know what? I think I said that too. And I think I was speaking too fast when it was talking about the measuring rod. So won't nobody go back? Look, see, I was speaking too fast, so don't nobody get it confused. I messed up right there, but that's what I meant to say. Actually, was the land being measured, and because of these cattle and all this stuff going on. So
exactly.
Yeah. But when we at verse 5, for I say of the Lord will be unto her a wall of fire round about.
Because there will be no walls like you see in America, like you see in what they call Palestine or Israel. If that was the land, why is it a wall around it? Why is it a wall around that land? If that's the land. When the scriptures here say Jerusalem shall be inhabited as towns without walls.
I'm standing in front of one of the most infamous man-made structures in the world. In some places, it's as high as 8 meters, making it twice the height of the Berlin Wall. It runs 280 miles long, basically the distance between Philadelphia and Boston. Oh, and according to the International Court of Justice, this wall is completely illegal. I'm in the occupied West Bank, where Palestinians have been living under Israeli military occupation since 1967. The wall is one of the most imposing parts of that occupation. Israel began building the wall in the early 2000s during a wave of suicide bombings that targeted Israelis. The Israeli government calls it the separation barrier or the security fence and says the aim is to keep out Palestinian attackers. But thousands of Palestinians still manage to get across every day looking for work. So, if the wall doesn't stop people from crossing, then what does it do? Let's take a look at the root of the wall. You'd think a wall meant to stop people from entering its territory would be built on Israel's border, but 85% of it is inside the occupied West Bank on Palestinian land. International law says it's illegal to build settlements like these on occupied territory, but this is one of over 200 settlements and settler outposts housing 500,000 Israelis in the occupied West Bank. Technically, these settlers live outside of Israel proper, but the wall has shifted the boundary between Israel and the West Bank to swallow up more Palestinian land. When the wall is completed, an area the size of Chicago will have been added to the Israeli side of the wall. While settlers who live west of the wall are full Israeli citizens with rights and benefits, the Palestinians who live in that same territory have none. This is the village of Dab'a near Qalqilia. It's just one of many Palestinian villages that lost at least half of its land to the wall. Israel used dynamite to clear the path for the wall, damaging homes and the local school. In some parts, the wall is made of concrete, and in other parts, it's fencing, depending on the proximity to Palestinian homes. I'm standing at a gate that Israel only opens once a year to allow villagers to harvest their olives, which was once their main source of livelihood. What happens when the wall cuts right through a neighborhood? This entire Palestinian village called Hizma has been walled off from the rest of Jerusalem, except for the homes of a couple of Palestinian families that got stuck on the Israeli side of the wall. And people here aren't even allowed to go visit their old neighbors. Hizma is technically part of Jerusalem, meaning it's on Israel to provide the villagers services like trash pickup and security, but it doesn't, and the villagers are basically forced to fend for themselves. You'd think the biblical city of Bethlehem would have a booming tourism industry, but here you can find one of the clearest examples of how the wall has devastated the Palestinian economy. Many businesses have shut down and families have left. When it's completed, Bethlehem will be completely cut off from its agricultural land, its churches, and more. The wall, along with a series of illegal Israeli settlements, are physically strangling the city, and it can't expand. And because of the wall, most Palestinians coming from Bethlehem cannot take this road to nearby Jerusalem. You can only get through this checkpoint if you have a special permit, which most Palestinians can't get. So there you have it. This wall, a fixture of the occupation, has destroyed neighborhoods, strangled the economy, and illegally grabbed more Palestinian land. Palestinians call it the apartheid wall. And the question is, how long will it stand?
That's talking about the land, not the people. Because how do a people inhabit a people? Because that's what the scripture said.
Yeah.
Jerusalem shall be inhabited as towns without walls for the multitude of men and cattle therein. That's talking about the land. Jerusalem will be inhabited. Understand that. Jerusalem will be inhabited. Go ahead. And we're going to show you how to get to that Jerusalem. But go ahead.
For I say of the Lord will be unto her a wall of fire round about.
And the Most High is going to be the protection about us. He's going to be it's going to be so miraculous because all the nations fighting against each other and all of these things, they fighting against each other. But the Most High is going to keep us protected. He's going to keep us out of the bull crap. He'll keep us out of it. We don't even look like a threat to nobody because we don't have the weaponry that they got. We don't look like a threat to them. We just look like our people by the wayside. Let me blow them up. Let's boom, boom, boom. Watch them blow each other up. But when they see us starting to gain, then they're going to look at us and say, you know what? We need to go get with them all together. That's how it's going to happen. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Go ahead.
It will be the glory in the midst of her. Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord. For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heavens.
So the Most High said, flee from the land of the north, which was Babylon. Babylon is north of what? Israel, right?
Yeah.
Is Iraq today north of modern day Israel? Don't they claim Iraq is Babylon?
Iraq is
east, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, I'm just saying to get these locations together.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's read.
Verse 7. You go another. Deliver thyself.
Do what?
Deliver thyself.
Who?
Uzziah.
Oh, what?
Uzziah.
Oh, Israel.
that dwelleth with the daughter of Babylon.
So those of you who dwell with the daughter of Babylon, that was the latter day, that is the latter day Babylon. That Babylon that follows all of the customs, traditions, and ways of life as the original, the daughter of Babylon. All of you who dwell with her, God is saying, what? Read that again.
Deliver thyself.
Deliver yourself. Not, I'm about to send a portal to deliver you. Or not, I'm about to send a rapture to deliver you. Or I'm about to send a UFO to deliver you. Deliver yourself. Read.
O Zion, that dwelleth with the daughters of Babylon. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye.
We the apple of the Most High's eye. He love us above all. So those people who touch us and who are in place to just detour us from his understanding and truth, we was only put with these people for a punishment, for a time. It's time to let us go. They don't want to do it. So the Most High said, you know what? Wars and rumors of wars. In a minute, the rumors will be finished. And it's just going to be all out war.
Low key, it's already there. We
to a degree. To a degree.
The only rumor now is Babylon or America going to help Israel. That's the only rumor left now.
But see, they will. And you know they will. They trying to stay out of it for as long as they can. But you better believe they funding everything going on over there. All right. But they trying to stay hands off for a minute. But it's wait till Trump get up in that thing. If that happens.
I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated.
Warmongering and lawless administration in Washington is solely and fully responsible for the dangerous consequences and far-reaching implications of its act of aggression.
What that means is that the United States has now made itself a legitimate target of Iranian retaliation. Iran did warn the United States that attacks on Iranian territory would be an act of war, and under international law, Iran has the right to defend itself.
ארצות הברית תקפה את 3 מתקני הגרעין של איראן. פורדו
Maybe it won't be necessary. Maybe it won't be necessary.
I think many people expected this, given the fact that Iran experienced a deception operation during the negotiations. Iran was attacked 2 days before the next round of negotiations. People expected the 2-week time that Trump talked about is another deception operation. And for many months, Iranians knew that there may be a military attack on Iranian nuclear sites. So they have managed to move a lot of more valuable material out of these sites, given the fact that United States doesn't respect international law and they attack countries at will.
Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. Remember, there are many targets left.
The United States should have known, and should know really, that by bombing Iran, that's not going to change Iranian policies. By bombing Iran, they will simply reinforce the animosity and the tension that already exists between Iran and the United States. And it really sets the whole region on a really dangerous course.
They talking about the one sister winning. So
Hey,
hey,
if she get in, civil war.
so you was talking about lifting the skirt and all that too. So hey,
what do you do?
Hey, what do you do? Where we at 8. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you, for he that touched you touched the apple of his eye. For behold, I will shake my hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants.
Mm-hmm.
And he shall know that the Lord of hosts hath sent me.
Mm-hmm.
Sing and rejoice, O daughters of Zion. For lo, I come, and I will dwell in the midst of thee, saith the Lord. And many nations shall be joined to the Lord.
And what?
Many nations shall join to the Lord in that day, and shall be my people.
Mm-hmm.
And I go ahead and say what you about to say.
No, I ain't gonna say it right now.
And
That's a lesson for another day.
It is.
But go ahead.
It just felt like you wanted to get it out right quick or something. But and many nations shall be joined to the Lord in that day, and shall be my people, and I will dwell in the midst of thee. And thou shalt know that the Lord of hosts hath sent me unto thee.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord shall inherit Judah his portion in the Holy Land, and shall choose
in what?
And the Holy Land.
Hold up, this town's without walls. What are he talking about, the Holy Land? But anyway, go ahead.
And the Lord shall inherit Judah his portion in the Holy Land.
Towns without walls?
Hey.
Okay, go ahead.
And shall choose Jerusalem again.
Right.
Be silent, O all flesh, before the Lord, for he is raised up out of his holy inhabitants.
He raised up out of his holy inhabitants. See? And then let's go to Jeremiah 50 and 15.
Right? Verse 15.
Because now the Most High is telling you, listen, Jerusalem will be inhabited as towns without walls. But okay, so that's cool. So leaving Babylon, how do I get to these towns without walls? Where do I go? What's the instruction concerning that? Okay, go ahead. Jeremiah 50 and 15.
15. Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down.
So Babylon is finished. If you can't see that the walls are thrown down right now, then hey, man, listen, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. The walls are down. You can see all the nations that's penetrating the country lets you know that the walls are down. The foundation is finished. How do you know? Because the leaders are incompetent. You have incompetent leaders. You don't know who to pick for to vote for.
You got a senile person running. Oh no, he ain't running no more. But you got I just thought about it.
That's in office.
Well, you got a senile in office.
Yeah.
Coming behind him, you got a whore, and then on the other side, you got a hustler.
Yeah,
hustler he's playing,
and a gangster, because he be ready to go kill something. You know,
man,
so the leaders are incompetent. You can see it. You can see it. The writing is all over the walls. You can see it. The leaders are finished. The place is finished. All right, but how do we get to this place? Let's go.
Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance upon her, as she hath done, do unto her. Cut off the swords from Babylon.
So the farming industry have already been destroyed in Babylon. You eating fake food all over the place. All of your food is fake. The sowers have been cut off. Go ahead.
And him that handleth the sickle, in the time of harvest, for fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people.
They shall what? Hold up.
Turn.
For in this time, everyone shall do what?
Turn everyone to his people.
So you're going to start to turn to your own race of people. Go ahead.
And they shall flee everyone to
They shall what? They shall what?
Flee.
They shall what?
Flee.
They're going to flee where?
Everyone to his own land.
So wherever you came from, you're going to begin to go back. And this includes you slaves, those who were slaves and captives in that land. Wherever you're from, where you're going to begin to go back to those places. This is how it happens. This is how it happens. All nations are going to return back to their own people and to their own lands. Now, the only question for us is, where is our land? We clearly see who our people are. Although we got some ignorant people who are telling us, which are wolves as well. Because why? They'll sit up there and they'll tell people, hey, don't go into Africa, them Hamites. Them Hamites. All these people over here on this continent are not Hamites. The majority of the people here are
Israel. Shemitic people.
Well, I wouldn't say, Israel. The majority of the people here on the continent are Israel. Okay? So when the scriptures tell you to flee, you can clearly see there were slave castles. There were ports at these places, and there were places that these people were going. Okay? So where would you go if you're going to flee back to your own people and your own lands? It's clear. It's clear. Right? Is it clear? It's clear to me.
Clear as day.
It's clear to me.
And then it's common sense, because where do the average person, or not even person, the average so-called Negro go when they leave America? They're not going to Canada. They're not going to Spain. They're not going to South America. Majority of the Negroes go to Africa. I'm going to visit Africa.
Yeah, such a taboo for our people too, because they put in they advertise in the media and things of that sort nothing but negative concerning Africa. So when you vision Africa in your mind, being somebody from the West, you thinking of big stomachs and flies and hunger and animals. You thinking all of this stuff. But I've been on the continent for 4 years now. I ain't seen a little baby with a big belly and flies all over him yet.
Man, I just told somebody that on native camp, like, I ain't seen none of that junk yet. And I only been here for a hot little one piece. You been here for the football.
See, the question is this though. Why is it such a concentrated effort to keep our people off of the continent? And all of that propaganda is for our people, because I see white people and other nations coming in and out of here all day.
Yeah.
So the propaganda is really aimed towards our people. Why?
You won't have the desire to go. Well, we read in what did it say? Keep them from deserting. To keep them from deserting.
To keep them from deserting.
They want you to stay up under their hands. So you continuously be a perpetual servant to them.
Right. So let's get this Revelation 18, because the scriptures give us clear instructions on where to go. It just told us right there. It just told us right there where to go. Read that one more time, because we need to really be clear with this. The 16th verse.
Right, 50:16. Cut off the swords from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle, in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn every one to his people, and they shall flee every one to his own.
So we're gonna
land.
begin to link up according to race, and we're gonna go into the lands in which we came from. That's what we're gonna do. And this ain't just talking about all the other nations, just talking about Israel too. Do me a favor, go to Isaiah 13 and 14. Let's read that too.
13, okay, perfect.
13 and 14.
Isaiah 13:14. And it shall be as the chase rope, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land.
We going into our lands in which we came from before slavery, before the transatlantic, before the sub-Saharan, before these slave trades. We're going back to the places where we were taken from, because that's where our people at. We turn it to our own people. This where we going. That's where we going. It's simple when you read the scriptures. These are instructions. These are instructions. Real quick. All right, let's go to Revelation 18.
Revelation
because a lot of people will sit up here and say, "Oh, that's the Old Testament. Babylon was talking about back then, this, that, and the third." Well, let's see Revelation 18. Let's go Revelation 18 and 1.
Revelation 18 and 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened, and the earth was lightening with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and it's become the inhabitants of devil, and in the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
So America, the walls have been falling, the walls are broken, they're falling down. You got an influx of immigrants coming in, you got incompetent leadership, you got wars going on, and then now what?
You got Babylon the great is fallen, and it's become the inhabitants of devils.
And it's nothing but the inhabitants of devils. You got murder on a high level. You got homosexuality on a high level. You got AI and all of these things going on a high level. You got false prophets and false teachers that's getting paid by government on a high level. They claim that church and state is separate, but it's not. You got these things going on a high level. Babylon the Great has become the inhabitation of every, go ahead.
Every of devils and the hold of every foul spirit and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunken of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people."
And there's another voice from heaven. Why? Because it's coming from the word. The word is saying what? Come out of her, my people,
that ye be not partakers of her sins.
Hold up. That you not be partakers of her sins. That's the spiritual side right there. Go ahead.
And that you receive not of her plagues.
And this is the physical. That you receive not of her plagues. Because plagues is coming to Babylon. Jump down to the 8th verse. We ain't got to read the rest. Just go to the 8th verse.
Verse 8. Therefore, shall her plagues
come. Her what?
Her plagues.
These are the physical. Go ahead.
Coming one day. Death.
What?
Death.
Go ahead.
And mourning.
And what?
And famine. And she shall be utterly burned with fire.
She's going to be burned with fire. That's war. Famine. They ain't going to let food get up in there. I'm telling you, that's the place of imports. America is the place of imports. So if you shut down the ports, then what? You get no food, famine. So you get death. Then guess what? She'll be utterly burned with fire. That's total destruction, total death. That's physical. Okay? So coming out of her that you receive none of her sins is spiritual, but the next part where it says that you receive none of her plagues is physical. So you need to physically come out of Babylon, period. That's what we telling you. You ain't even got to read none of the rest. Let's go to Jeremiah 4 and 5.
Okay. Jeremiah.
And we can get that in the Septuagint.
I got it right there too. Jeremiah 4 and 5. Okay. In the Septuagint, declare ye in Judah, and let it be heard in Jerusalem.
So let it be heard in Judah. Because why? Judah is the ones predominantly spread about in Babylon. So let it be heard in Judah. Go ahead.
Say ye, sound the trumpet in the land. Cry ye aloud. Say ye, gather yourselves together.
Do what?
Gather yourselves together.
It's time to gather ourselves together. Go ahead.
And let us enter into the fortified city.
And let us what?
Enter into the fortified city.
And that's not talking about physically fortified like America, like Israel with a wall around it. That's talking about that Zechariah, the 2nd chapter, where the Most High going to be a wall of fire round about. That's spiritual. That's spiritual. Where it's talking about the fortified cities. Gathering, going to the fortified cities. Let me read that in here. Let me read that here in the KJV, so they can get an understanding from both ways. I got it here.
Yeah.
So Jeremiah 4 and 5, it says, declare ye in Judah and publish in Jerusalem and say, blow the trumpet in the land, cry, gather together and say, assemble yourselves and let us go into the defenced cities. These defenced cities are not cities that have a physical wall. Clearly, Babylon's physical walls will fall. They're going to burn with fervent heat. This is talking about spiritual. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go back to Zechariah, the 2nd chapter, and get that wall of fire round about. Jerusalem shall be inhabited as towns without walls. Let's get that verse. So everybody know this talking about spiritual. Zechariah 2, yeah. Okay.
And a wall without fighting roundabout. I start at 5. Zechariah 2 and 5. For I saith, the Lord will be unto her a wall of fire round.
No. Where you at?
Zechariah 2.
I know where you at. You at 2
and 5.
Read 4 first. 4 and 5.
Okay. Verse 4. And said unto him, run, speak to this young man, saying, Jerusalem shall be inhabited.
What?
Jerusalem shall be inhabited.
Jerusalem will be inhabited
as a town without walls.
As what?
A town without walls.
So it's not going to be fortified physically. But go ahead.
For the multitude of men.
For the multitude of men and cattle. So it's going to be men and cattle in Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Therein. For I, saith the Lord, will be.
For what? For what?
For I, saith the Lord, will be unto her a wall of fire round about.
That's the defense city that you want to go into. See, but you got to have a spiritual eye and an understanding to really know where these defense cities are. Because if not, you're going to look at it for face value and go into Israel. You're going to go into the U.S. and you're going to be destroyed.
Wall.
When the Most High built these places up with so much power so that he can take them down like he did Pharaoh. See? This is what we're telling you. This is a spiritual thing. Like my man was saying earlier. Oh, this is a spiritual thing. I'm not even understanding that we bring in the spirit. We sitting here reading the word and he telling us this is a spiritual battle. What you think the word is? The word is spirit. Man.
The defense city is spirit.
Yeah, the defense city is spirit. But see, he didn't. But see, that's why I told him. Remember, we tried to reason with him at first. And we said, hey, brother, allow us to. Yeah, we said, allow us to let you hear the conclusion of the whole matter before you make a judgment. Then he went off. Y'all can see him in his words in the chat.
Eternal damnation.
Yeah, we had to leave that dude alone. Tripping. Yeah, he started cursing us and all that. Now that's a curse word. Talking about, I see you going to eternal damnation.
Hey.
You cursing me, brother.
So who cursing on these platforms?
Bless you, brother. We pray that the Most High give you understanding before it's too late. Mr. Frank Stallcup, that guy there. All right. But yeah, we didn't even finish that Jeremiah 4.
Verse 6.
Yeah.
Verse 6. Gather up your wares.
Gather up what?
Your wares.
Gather up your things. The things that you can take with you, gather them up. Go ahead.
And flee.
And do what?
And flee.
And leave. Go ahead.
To Zion.
To where?
Zion.
To what?
Zion.
Go where?
Zion.
And flee to Zion. Flee to Zion. Gather up your things, the things that you can carry, the things that you can carry, and flee to Zion. That's the Septuagint, right? Let me read it here and oh no, finish it out and finish the verse and then I'll finish it.
And flee into Zion, hasten, stay not, for I will bring evil from the north and great destruction.
All right. So let me read it here in the KJV. It says, set up the standard toward Zion. See, here it says set up the standard, but there it says flee to Zion.
Most definitely.
set up the standard toward Zion, retire, stay not, for I will bring from the north a great destruction. So you see that? All right. So here it tells us to step up the standard toward Zion, but over there it say flee to Zion, straight to the point. Flee to Zion. Straight to the point.
Babylon, it's over. Yasha reigns now. Best believe that.
Yeah. Yasha reigns now. Yasha reigns now. Check it.
America, America, land of the lies, built on bloodshed, deceit in disguise, economy crashing, streets full of fiends, dollar ain't worth nothing, chasing dead dreams, corporate greed, got the people in a vice grip, politicians sell they soul for a nice whip, food full of poison, water running toxic, babies growing up with no guidance, it's obnoxious, you worship Moloch and bowl on the low, Easter, Christmas, Babylonian show, ancient gods in a modern day rap, same idols that got Nimrod clap. Now your tower's falling, stock market shaking, nation divided, earthquakes quaking, prophets on the corners, truth been spoken, Babylon burned, the seal's been broken.
Sit in the dust, daughter of Babylon. Ain't no throne, your power gone. Worshipped your gods, but they ain't respond. Now Yasha reigns and the king is strong. Sit in the dust, daughter of Babylon. Your fall is swift, your sin's too long. Play with fire, now the heat is on. Judgment day coming, you won't last long.
Morals erasing, the wicked celebrating, man with man and the children mutilating. Lawless land, everybody chasing paper, selling your mama out for a little favor. Hollywood blaspheme, mock the Messiah, mocking the throne but gon' burn in that fire. Statues of Ishtar, rituals of sin, calling it entertainment but it's demons within. You serve the same gods from ancient days, Isis, Tammuz, in your modern ways. Astrology charts, third eye lies, new age doctrines got you hypnotized. Meanwhile the streets full of homeless and pain, Babylon crumbling, drowning in the rain. Yasha returning with a flame in his eye. Babylon fall, yeah, the end is nigh.
Sit in the dust, daughter of Babylon. Ain't no throne, your power gone. Worshipped your gods, but they ain't respond. Now Yasha reigns and the king is strong. Sit in the dust, daughter of Babylon. Your fall is swift, your sin's too long. Played with fire, now the heat is on. Judgment day coming, you won't last long.
Prophets back, streets filled with soldiers, preaching that truth while the world getting colder. 12 tribes waking from that long dark sleep. Esau panicking cause the wolves ain't sheep. Chariots hover, watch the skies turn red. Ain't no peace treaty, Babylon's dead. Your idols fall flat, your riches turn rust. Yasha crack the sky, leave your kingdom in dust. It's written in the scrolls, ain't no escape route. Edom's face sealed, it's the end of your clout. While Jacob rise up, crown placed proper. Lost statues commanding like the old prophets. From the gutter to the throne, yeah, the switch up fatal. From the ghettos to Zion, breaking every cradle. You can mock if you want, but the time's on deck. Watch the king take the crown, place his foot on your neck.
Sit in the dust, daughter of Babylon. Ain't no throne, your power gone. Worshipped your gods, but they ain't respond. Now Yasha reigns and the king is strong. Sit in the dust, daughter of Babylon. Your fall is swift, your sin's too long. Play with fire, now the heat is on. Judgment day coming, you won't last long.
Yeah, from the Euphrates to the Hudson, it's the same plan. False gods, wicked men, but the Most High got the final hand. In Babylon, you sitting in the dust now.